Higher self, please.
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Wonderful to have this connection with you today.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, Joe.
Can we start a body scan on Kathy's body and see what's happening for her today?
Absolutely. She's doing much better than she was. She was having some discomfort in her low back, but it is better than it was in the last few weeks. She is learning she can heal it on her own.
Fantastic.
She does rely on external modalities to help, but she remembers that she needs to tap into her own internal healing. Everybody has the ability to do that.
Fantastic. And what is the most appropriate way for her to tap into her own inner healing?
Meditation. She has not been meditating and she knows she should. She's looking for other ways to get into a meditative state. She just bought crystals today and she is going to use them.
Fantastic. Okay. Is there anything else you want us to know about her body?
No, she's doing okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. She has some questions. She's curious why she felt a statement being given to her about to hurry up.
Yes, she has been told repeatedly to tell Joe to hurry up, and she's not trusting again. We give her messages a lot quickly, and she dismisses them. The only time she seems to trust them is when she's in the shower. Then she trusts them, like she's somehow safe in the shower and the water is protecting her in some way. But all the time, we give her answers, and they're quick, and she needs to trust them. And yes, we did tell her to tell Joe to hurry up, not to pressure Joe, but just to let her know that there is a sense of urgency.
I definitely feel that sense of urgency. In terms of Kathy being in the shower, is it because the water is a conductivity of higher connections to the spiritual teams?
Yes, she has come to clearly understand that the waters above and below, when Earth was created, is a valid statement. And she is aware that when she leaves this, she will be in waters again. The showers that she takes and the baths that she's been taking at night are helping her connect to that again. We want her to keep doing that.
Fantastic. She will follow your recommendations, I am sure. And so, what else can you tell me about me hurrying up? I feel like there is a message that you need to share.
Joe's messages that she has in her book are all on point. They are perfect as they are written. We are so happy with what she has done. We want her to know that she doesn't need to worry about what she's writing. The words are all accurate. Everything is accurate. She needs to finish it up, though. It is time to finish it up and get it disseminated to those who need it. The time is drawing near.
Thank you. Yes, I understand. Okay, she also has some other questions about the broadcast. She feels that there is a broadcast that is imminent. What can you tell her about that, please?
It is imminent, but it's not really that important. She's hanging on, waiting to hear this as if it is some final justification that she has been correct about all the things she's been following. And she is on the right path. The things she is hearing are correct. Her intuition is correct. She needs to just relax into it. She needs to trust it. And whether the EBS happens now or next week or next month, everything is going the way it's supposed to go. It will happen when it's supposed to happen, and she needs to just relax.
I feel she is relaxed as much as she can be. I think she's just really excited about it, and she just
She
wants.
is. She is very excited. She is.
Yeah, yeah. So and she is among many who are still wanting these things to take action. She was kind of wondering if she would even experience it, because she feels that.
She will.
Oh,
She will experience it. Yes.
oh, well, that's exciting. And is there anything else you want her to know about that?
It will not be as scary as it sounds when it happens. Although she'll be excited to get it, the initial thought she had was people are going to be panicking, that they're going to be driving crazy, and that will not be happening. People they won't understand immediately when they're getting it, that it's going to be something very large that's going to be revealed. They're going to be more annoyed by it than anything initially. It won't be until they're in their homes and they start to get more information that they will understand the gravity of what is going to be revealed.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, thank you. Because she was wondering if she would miss out and that she would just be going to the New Earth and not experience the broadcast. So thank you for that clarification.
Yes, you're welcome.
In terms of her contract, we're assuming that she is still going to go to the New Earth.
Yes, she is feeling something in her chest right now. Not a heaviness, just a pressure. She's worried again. It's time to stop worrying.
Mm-hmm. Is it because she's worried about where her family will be during the shift and if some of them may stay behind?
Yes, she is worried about her husband.
Oh, is she allowed to know anything today about her husband?
We have it taken care of.
And,
It's not her job to do anything with him. We have him taken care of.
Great. Will she be able to release that responsibility, feeling like she has to awaken him or prepare him for the events to happen?
We are trying to help her do that, but there is so much energy going on in her head now. She's just swirling back and forth, left and right. She is just, it's not her job. She needs to understand it's not her job. She needs to take care of herself. She has big work ahead of her.
She was curious about her role on the New Earth. What can you tell her today?
She is a teacher. She will be teaching, although not seeing what exactly she will be teaching.
Okay, fantastic. And in terms of her children, how have the opportunity for new contracts panned out for them?
Her son is not going to New Earth. He is traveling. He will be traveling elsewhere. There is much more for him to see, and he does not want to go to New Earth.
Mm-hmm. Will he be shifting the same time that she is off this earth?
She cannot see that.
Okay, thank you very much. And what about the two daughters?
She is still seeing the two daughters in her new home. They are there with her, but they are there with her because she needs them there. She needs to fix the connection, and she is going to do that on New Earth. She is very worried about the connection now, the distance that seems to have grown between her and her girls, but it is okay. We see she will reconnect in the new earth, and they will reassure her that it is fine.
Can you tell me the significance of this disconnect between the daughters and the mother now?
Shh. Kathy needs to focus on herself. And the girls are fine. They are doing fine. They are finding their path. Kathy needs to focus on herself.
How is Kathy able to focus more upon herself now that she knows that that's more her responsibility?
She needs to just go with the flow. It isn't long now, and there is nothing to be worried about. There is enough of what she needs, and there is not a lack of anything, and she is prepared enough. She needs to enjoy. She sees her dog right now in her mind. She is enjoying her dog. She needs to continue to enjoy her connection with her dog. Her dog is staying. Oh, her dog is staying here.
What is the significance of the dog staying here?
I'm not sure. She's give her a minute. She's processing that. That is upsetting her a little bit. She's okay. It's okay that the dog is staying. She's sad. She was really hoping that the dog was coming with her. The dog is staying here for Joe.
Oh, nice. I can imagine that would give him great comfort.
The dog has been connecting with Joe more so almost lately than with her, which made her sad initially because she got the dog for her, but the dog is for Joe. Okay. She's okay with that.
Yeah, that feels nicer for him to experience that. Thank you for letting us know this. I know she'll be able to process it when she listens back to this session.
She will. She's okay. She knows she can feel it now, and she loves that dog very much, but she knows that that dog is aware that the dog is supposed to be here for Joe, and the dog has told her that she's okay with it.
Yeah. So then for her to have this time together with the dog is going to be more special because she's not going to take for granted that he's going with her.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, thank you so much. And so she was wondering about, she loves getting all your answers and she understands that they're so quick. I think she's just, she's curious to know who is giving her this inspiration and wisdom.
It is her higher self. Mm-hmm. And it has always been her higher self giving her those answers. And the answers are correct. And she knew that when she was typing that today. She was typing it. She knew it. We told her as she was typing it. And it was fine that she needed to give that to you, Joe. But she knew it then as she was typing it that we were giving her those answers and that she has to stop doubting. It's impulse. She's getting another answer now that she had that she was going to write down and she didn't. And the question that she wanted to ask also was impulsive behavior that children have. Is that directly from their higher self? And yes, it is. A child's impulsivity, although it frustrates parents, is direct connection to their higher self, and it's supposed to happen. It's either a lesson they have to learn, and sometimes it's a hard lesson, but it is supposed to be there. Impulse reactions are always higher self. And that is why they tell you to trust your first instinct. Your impulse is your higher self. You must learn to trust that. We tell you it, you doubt it, we tell you again, and we will keep telling you it is okay. We love you, and we will tell you over and over again, just like a parent tells a child over and over. Just learn to trust it and tell everybody else to trust it. And another answer we're giving her right now is the answer that she gave to that young mother at her office that is worried about her young child is all correct. Everything she said to that mother is correct. She can relax. She was worried that what she was saying was, again, her own thoughts that she shouldn't have been saying, and they were not. They were coming from her higher self, and they were good. And that mother needed to hear them.
I love that. Thank you. And I'm suspecting that all of the clients that come to her have been guided by their own higher selves to have her love and support them through the days.
Yes. They are, and they feel her love. Even if she doesn't verbally say it and she's just thinking it in her heart, they feel it.
The client that came to share with her her worries about the 3 days of darkness and blocking up the windows, what is going on there for that client?
She is also worried, but she has received too much indoctrination from spiritual teachings in her past. And she is following two influencers online. She has tried to share them with Kathy. Kathy has not listened to them. They are not good influencers. They are fine for her. They are helping her, that other lady, through this, but they're only spreading fear. It is not going to help. And Kathy does not need to listen to those recordings. She can gracefully decline and explain to that woman that that's not the path she's on.
And for these spiritual influences who are spreading fear, from your perspective, what's going on there? Why do we have to experience those?
There's a lot of fear out there. It is not helping people, and it's very easy to get caught up in that fear. It is not helping anybody, but we've been taught fear. As from young children, we've been taught fear. It's been necessary for some things to keep children safe, but there's been too much of it, and it has forced people to disconnect from their natural answers, from that higher self giving them their truths. People need to let go of fear. There is protection everywhere, and we have told you this. It is in Joe's recordings. People are hearing it. There is so much protection here everywhere. People don't realize where it is because they don't know how to look for it, but it's everywhere. People can relax and trust. There is so much love, and the energy that people are feeling is so real, and they're tapping into it. There are people who are mentioning it. There are people who daily are saying they're losing track of the days, the time, and they feel clouded. There is so much energy going on the earth right now.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be here, and it's okay. And people can just relax into it and just go with the flow. It's going to be fine.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Another thing Kathy was curious about was the restoring the election results. She's in an interesting state. What would you like her to know about that turn of events? Is that going to be happening soon, or is that something we don't need to worry about anymore?
We do not need to worry about it. It will happen in its own course of time. It doesn't matter whether it's fast or slow. It isn't going to make a difference in the overall picture anyway. Many people are hanging on it because that is what they need, but it is not going to matter.
When people are hanging on to this, is this giving them hope and keeping them positive, or is it doing something else to them?
It is giving them hope. It is the only thing they feel is happening that they can see. It is tangible evidence to them that something is happening in the way of progress. They aren't seeing a lot of progress. So much is happening behind the scenes. And if they look in the right places, they can find those answers, but people are not sure who to trust anymore. And the influencers that are out there sometimes spread more fear porn, for lack of a better way of saying it, than they do messages of hope. People need messages of hope, and the potential for this election to flip is the hope they're holding on to.
I see. Thank you. That makes so much sense and is very understandable. And in terms of the broadcast, what is going to be disclosed there that you can tell us?
The crimes against humanity will be disclosed. And it is going to be so hard for people. Kathy's body is feeling a wave of energy going through it right now. It is going to be so hard. And Kathy is asking in her head again, how are people going to deal with this? It is going to be traumatizing for so many. They will be okay. There will be people there to help them. It isn't clear now to anybody who will help them, but it will become clear.
Okay. It's really interesting. Thank you. And in terms of what you'd like Kathy to focus on now and in the near future, can you give us, from your perspective, what is the best things for her to do?
Take it one day at a time. Stop worrying about what day the broadcast is going to happen. And will it be this Friday? Will it be next Friday? Will it be the following Friday? She keeps getting her hopes up with the people she is following. And they do have accurate information, but nobody's time frame is going to matter. This is going to happen when the energetic forces determine that it's going to happen.
I've never heard that it's going to be on a Friday. Is it even really going to be date specific in terms of it being on a Friday, for example?
We are not going to tell her.
Well, that's one way to get her to release the focus.
She is trying to control too hard on concrete information and dates. She has to let go of that. She has to let go. She needs to just connect to higher energy, to the forces that we have out there to help her see, and just relax. She's doing it again. She's got to let go.
Thank you. She was feeling concerned that what she has been doing in the last 6 months may have been a bit of a waste of her time. So what can you
No, it is not a waste of her time. It is not. And she is feeling the need to apologize to you, Joe, for interrupting and cutting you off. And we're telling her we're the ones cutting you off. And we know that you understand. She's not being rude. We are cutting her off. It is all of the growth that she has had in the last 6 months, 9 months. It's been a year, really, almost. It's been almost a year since she's been tapping into this and getting this information from various sources. And the people that she is following are all being put in her path on purpose. And she is following who she's supposed to follow at the time she's supposed to follow. And when she is feeling the urging to let go of a person for a brief amount of time or a long amount of time, that is correct. It's not helping her at that point. She's supposed to let go. It doesn't mean she won't come back. She will come back to that when it is time, but it is guiding her down the wrong path, and we don't want her down that path. It is not helping her. So she can trust that she is supposed to be where she's at the time she's at. And the worries about the financial changes and the investment in these things, the investment in silver and gold and the cryptocurrency, stop. It isn't going to matter. It's all just chatter. It's noise. It's irrelevant. There are people who care about it, and sure, that's fine for them, but they're focused on money. They're focused on being rich when this is done. It isn't going to fucking matter. It's not, none of it's going to matter. The money is not going to matter. So let go of it. It's fine. It's background chatter. And the people who need to hear it can hear it because they think they're going to get wealthy, and that's what they need to hear. And that's fine for them. And she's been breezing through those, and we've been breezing her through those. She goes right past them when she sees them because she doesn't care, partly because she doesn't understand it, because it seems to have come out of nowhere, but also because we don't want her to care. We're telling her it's not going to matter.
Indeed. So this is just another form of giving people hope for a future of wealth.
Yes, exactly. People are still focused on wealth. They're worried about money, and we understand that. It's fine. People have always been worried about money because it's been forced upon them. They've lived in a quote unquote slave status for so long that that's all they can focus about, because it is their fear for their future. And money seems to give them their stability because they've been disconnected from what their true stability is. And that is their connection to higher power, to them, their internal selves, to what they're capable of doing. They have so much power within them, and they've been disconnected from it through their religion, through their magazines, through their books, through their media. It's been a shit show for so long, and it makes us so angry because they have lost such beauty, so much that they could have tapped into that's just been taken away from them. It's so unfair. They are getting it back. We are winning, and they will get it back. And these forces, this evil, this horror, this blackness that's been here is gone. It is going away, and it is permanent. It will not be back. And the light's coming in, and it's beauty, it's sun rays, it's golden, it is coming in, and nobody's going to stop it. The darkness is gone. And that golden light is coming in, and people are going to feel it pouring into their hearts. And the money isn't going to matter. Money is irrelevant. It is that golden light that is what they need. That is what their souls need again. And they had that when they came here. They all had it when they came here. She's talking so much that she's knocking the thing off of her eyes. Hold on, she's readjusting. That golden light that was in everybody's hearts when they came here was taken away slowly. It was beaten out of them slowly, from their teachers, from their parents. It wasn't on purpose. Their parents had it done to them, but that beauty that was supposed to have been there, that connection that was always supposed to have been there, was gone. And then they were in this heavy 3D life, and they got disconnected from that. There are many here on this planet that still had connection to that, but they worked at it, and they didn't allow the outside world in, and they were more reclusive. And it's not easy to be like that, because most people need connections. They need to have that 3D reinforcement, the ego connection. They needed to have that, so they couldn't stay connected to that light. But it is time. It is time to reconnect to that. We are done with that blackness. It has to go. It has to go.
Amazing. Thank you for all of that wisdom and perspective. I really appreciate that. In terms of, for her husband, what is he needing to learn while experiencing the old earth?
He will get to the point where he sees it. He will get there on his own. It is not going to happen through Kathy. She is here, and she needs to be patient, but he will get there. And she will be excited when he gets there. She will see him get there. But she needs to let him get there on his own. The seeds have been planted, and he is hearing her. He is doubting sometimes, but he sees the change in her, and he is understanding that she will continue to move forward, and he is starting to embrace it. He isn't willing to say it out loud yet. It is still too much doubt for him yet, but he will get there.
Thank you. Thank you for that confirmation, just so she can release the responsibilities. I'm assuming that the more she does to try and help him, the more it will actually impact him in not being able to experience that growth himself.
Yes, he needs to fucking turn off the television. She's told him that, but he is still not doing it. He needs more sunlight in his life. He needs to get outside. He needs to get connected to books and outside nature and sunlight. We are telling her sunlight. He needs to get connected to sunlight. He is too much seeing the negative. He is too much watching and listening to the television. He has to turn it off. We'd like to blow up his televisions, to be honest with you, but we're not going to do that. He will be disconnected when that broadcast comes through. That will be the best thing for him. He won't have a choice at that point. And that is probably going to be his wake up point, we are seeing, because he is not going to turn off that TV as much as she's trying. And he knows that it is not helping him, but he needs to feel the connection to that stupid Fox News.
So what is the son going to do to help him? Can we learn about that more, please?
He is not going to help. He is not going to help his father. He feels bad for his father, but he knows he cannot get him there. He knows it more than Kathy does. He knew it before Kathy did. And he is acknowledging that he has a higher power and more inner knowing than Kathy. He is acknowledging it right now. And he appreciates that his mother sees it. He is destined for great things. She cannot see. We are not showing her. She cannot. We do not want her to see it right now. We will tell her at some time in the future. But it is not for her to know right now.
Thank you. I think she did have a little bit of worry that she may not have done enough for her children. What can you say to her today about that?
No, she did a fine job. None of the parenting that anybody does is perfect. It wasn't supposed to be perfect. It is the best that anybody can do. Most parents do the best they can by their children. There is no manual. Everyone realizes that. And they worry, but they do well. They really do well. We are proud of what parents do with their children. It is difficult on this earth to parent with all of the outside forces that are there, grabbing for their children's attention and interrupting our spiritual connection with them. We try, and the connection gets broken, and we try, and the connection gets broken. And the parenting that is done is the best connection that they can have until they finally reconnect to that higher power on their own. So the parents can stop worrying so much. We are there. We are watching over their children. We don't ever let go. The parents think they have full control, but we don't ever let go completely. It is our job to protect those children from the time they are put here on this earth until they leave. It is our job to protect them. And we do our job, and we do it well.
Absolutely. Thank you for reminding people of that too. Do you get a sense that this information would be appropriate to be shared publicly?
Yes. We wanted Kathy to share her last session, but she did not want to. And we said it was okay for her to do it, but she was too timid and felt that her message was not important enough. It was important enough, but it is okay that she did not want to share the first session, but she needs to share this session. And we are okay with that. We want her to share it. And she she is saying yes, she is okay with sharing it.
Fantastic.
She wants to help people. She wants very much to help people. She enjoys that connection with anybody who wants that heart connection with her. She feels that beauty and she just so adores it. And she would love to have a heart connection with anybody who wishes to have it.
Remind me of her life purpose. I can't recall it from her first session.
To spread love. It is to spread love. And she does that in many little ways and in big ways too. And sometimes she doubts that she is doing it or that it made a difference, but it does make a difference. It does. And people feel her intention. And she was told that. In fact, her husband taught her that it's all about intention. And she needs to remember that. Even if she is not feeling strong on a particular day, even when she is doing her healing modalities, even if she feels that she's not performing her best physically, mechanically, it does not matter. Her heart connection is what matters. Her intention, her energy connection is what actually heals them. Her hands are on their body, but it is not that which ultimately heals them. It is her heart and her soul connection with them while she has her hands on them physically that is healing them. They take that energy into their body and then their bodies heal it. That is how it works. That is how it works for physical hands-on modalities, as well as energy modalities like Reiki. It is the energy connection. Kathy does it because she feels she needs to have the physical touch on their body. And people need physical touch. They need to feel a connection to a human through physical touch. That is why she does that. That is why we have not given her the gift of Reiki. She needs to have physical touch, and that is her gift, and that is what she does. And she does it well. She is not the best out there as far as physical massage, and that's okay. That's not the gift she has. She has the gift of energy through the physical touch and her intention. That is the connection she needs to have. That is the connection she needs to rely on. And the speaking, the talking she does with her clients is them releasing what they need to get out. Sometimes it's just a gab session, and that's fine. They need to talk. And so they do. And they give up the pain that they have. They give up the worry that they have just by talking, just by verbally speaking and blah, 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 and letting it out. And that's it. That's all they need to do sometimes. And the physical touch that she gives them and the energy connection is what they need at the time they come seek it. And she gives that to them. And she's doing a fine job, and she can stop worrying about whether she's the best out there or she's doing a fine job. She is providing the love connection, the heart connection, the healing connection that they need.
Thank you. That's extremely important for those clients and for her. Is she better at releasing the energy she was building up from doing that work with her clients?
Yes, she is on the right track with everything she has been doing. She needs to stay on the path that she's on. It isn't going to matter long term. It's not like years from now it's going to matter. She will not be here. But what she's doing now is important. She needs to continue her job here now, for right now. And we are shaking her left arm right now saying, continue. It is all good. It is all purposeful. It is all correct. She's doing fine. And she will continue that until she leaves. And when she's done, and it's poof, she's gone. And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Is there any other final messages that you would like to share with her or anyone else listening?
No, she is good. Everyone is going to be okay. Those that are supposed to stay are supposed to be here. It is their job. Whether they just change their soul contract to stay because they realize they need to be here or because they want to experience Gaia in her final days to walk her out. They want to give Gaia the love. That is why they're staying. And it is not anybody's job to question why they're staying. It is fine to accept that. Accept your roles. Ask for what your roles are. People need to start asking. It is time to ask now. It is time to ask now what your roles are and get your answers. People want their answers, but they're afraid to ask. We are telling you, ask. We want to give you your answers. We've been waiting. Many of you are wanting to ask, and we've been waiting to tell you, please ask. You will be able to transition so much easier. It will give you more peace in the transition to feel that you have been given your answers. Now, you will breathe a sigh of relief and you will poof, just like we just told Kathy, when it is time, it will be poof and it will be soft and fuzzy and you will be fine. There is no anxiety for anyone. We want no one to feel anxious. We are here with you. Your guides are here with you. All of you have your spiritual guides here with you. We are watching, we are waiting. We know the exact time it will happen for you. And we are excited for you. We are surrounding you with love. Please know that. Feel it, relax into it, and go with the flow. No fighting, no worry. Ride the wave. Downstream, relax. We have just given Kathy a huge, huge feeling of peaceful relaxation.
How kind of you. Thank you so much for all your wisdom and information today. We really appreciate
We love coming in. We are so happy when you ask us in. We are waiting always, and we are so glad when you hear our call. Please call us in more often.
For those who need to hear labels and names, what would you refer yourselves to?
Higher self.
Mm-hmm.
Please ask your higher self for the answers and believe, trust, believe in what we're telling you. We would not lie to you. We love you so, so desperately love you. And we want you to feel that. Please trust us. We are here.
Thank you. I think a lot of people who are starting to listen to the new and old Earth information suddenly want to doubt the information as if it is a really negative, untrustworthy content because it's so huge. I know you've just told us to go with the flow.
It is very big. What is coming is very big, and people are, we don't want to say not ready for it because they truly are ready, but they are, fear is not the word for it, and we are lacking a good word, a good adjective. It is so broad and so vast and so unbelievable for a 3D mind to wrap itself around. This is so huge, but it will be okay when it comes. When it finally comes to everyone in their own time, they will be ready for it. The step from here to now, from here to there, excuse me, is just, it seems so big. It seems like a giant leap, like you're, trying to go up a flight of steps, and the next step up is so large. You need a rope, you need a ladder, you need something. You just can't make that step. It's just too big. And we want you to understand that it's only big right now because you're looking at it and you're not quite ready for that step. But when it is time for you to take that step, when your time is there and we are there with you, it is so easy. It is not even going to be a step. It's like that escalator that comes down and, you stand and you wait for that step to come to you. So you're just basically walking straight onto it, that moving escalator. That's exactly what it will be. It will be that moving escalator coming down to you and you just walk straight onto it. It won't be a step up. It won't be a reaching. It won't be a, how am I going to get there? It is coming down to you. We are coming down to you and bringing you to it. That is how easy it will be.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I trust that that will give more clarification and information to people who are still coming to terms with the content.
We hope that it will. We want people to understand, to be easy about this in their minds, but we also understand that it is hard to be easy about something that is somewhat scary and unknown. And how can you possibly conceptualize it in your mind if you can't quite see it yet, and you know that it's there and it's coming? You know it, you feel that it's coming and it's looming, but it is not intended to be a scary looming for people. And we don't mean for it to be that way, but because you live in fear, that is how you approach it. An unknown thing means it needs to be scary, and it doesn't need to be. Unknown is sometimes beautiful. Surprises. Think about surprises that come to you in your life, and oh, how wonderful that was. It is that bouquet of flowers that someone just gave you. What a wonderful surprise. And you didn't know it was coming, and poof, there it is. And how beautiful and how lovely. And there is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing scary looming, and it's not the closet with the scary demons and the monsters in it. There is nothing scary looming at all out there for you. Stop living in that fear. It is imaginary. There is nothing out there but love. That's it. And we have told you that. We have told many people that, and that's it. There's two things in this universe. There's love and lack of love. There's nothing else. That devil, that demon, that scary thing, that monster, that blackness, that's in your mind. That's all in your mind. It's the unknown, and you make it that way because it's unknown. And that's the only way you can conceptualize it in your brain. You need to define it. You need to explain it. And so that's how you explain it. It's nothing like that. Nothing at all. It's just love and light and pureness and energy. And it's been there all the time for you, but because it's unknown to you, you don't open up to it. When you finally open, it's so easy, and you just laugh about it and go, what was I so worried about? That was crazy. Stop worrying, everybody. Just stop worrying.
I love it. Are we so disconnected with our bodies that we can't identify our feelings and therefore confuse anxiousness and worry with excitement?
Sometimes excitement is it, but there is still a lot of worry. And it's like that child that is excited about a present or a birthday or Christmas Eve. There's that excitement that's there. And then there's well, what if I don't get the present I want? And then there's the worry. And it's the back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And good God, stop doing that back and forth. First of all, you're making yourselves dizzy. It's ridiculous. No wonder everybody's not feeling well. No wonder everybody's like, heavy hearted. And Jesus Christ, stop going back and forth. Trust in yourselves. For God's sakes, we tell you over and over and over, and we keep putting it in your mind, and we show you little signs everywhere. People, please start trusting yourselves. We can't make it any more plain. Just start trusting. Stop worrying. Start trusting. The beautiful signs are there. And for many of you, spring is here now. So that's helpful, because the signs of blossoming and new life and pretty flower petals and buds coming up is helpful, because people feel renewed energy when they see that. So that is very helpful. But you already have all that inside of you. All of you have that inside of you, that budding, that beauty, that ability to tap into something new and inspiring. And you need to trust that it is there and hold on to that. And don't let the darkness come in. Stop. When you see the darkness, you need to physically say out loud, if it sounds stupid, do it anyway. Go away, darkness. You are not welcome here. I don't want you here. You never had a place here. And my light is shining here. My light is way brighter than anything you think you can bring here. Darkness is not allowed. My light will overcome all of it. That's what you must say out loud. My light is here. My light owns this universe, and it is here to stay.
I love this empowerment. I'm feeling so inspired. Thank you so much.
We send you so much love, Jo. You are doing a phenomenal job. And we know you feel the heavy energy of responsibility. And we know you and Kathy were just discussing that. But your gift is doing a tremendous service to mankind. And we try to take away that heavy energy when we know it is coming in for you. And we hope we are doing that. And your job is almost done. Your book And your time of energy here is moving soon. Your energy will be moving soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all that you have to share with us.